Hi everybody, just out hiking here in northeastern Ontario. Beautiful fall colors you can see behind me. So yeah, the Patterson footage coming up on the 57th anniversary, and something I just want to mention, some things, is that I seen Sasquatch before. I seen the Patterson footage in Algonquin Park at the edge. And one thing I learned right away is how they can they train your eyes when you spot them in real time, that how easy they can hide behind minimal cover. They're really sneaky that way, and they know it. They know it. All they have to do is get behind a tree and use their hollow hair and all their little sneaky things they can do, and they're almost invisible even when we're looking right at them. But your camera can film them sometimes if they don't zap your camera and delete the video. But what I want to mention was, yeah, the 57th anniversary, but also oh, we just got a knock. Get in there. 57th anniversary, but also how if you study the Patterson and the Freeman footage, and not just the main subject, if you work on spotting the other ones like I have, and I've sent some MK Davis and stuff like that, and over on Duke World Bigfoot and stuff, there's other Sasquatch in those footage. They're just not as obvious because they're not walking in daylight out in the open. But for me and other people, some people can spot them better than me. They see them all the time in their backyard or whatever. But once you learn, then you learn their behavior too. It makes it easier for you to find and document them. And I use a real casual approach. I don't go running at them with cameras, and I don't point the cameras at them. I always do pans so that they're still undecided if you've marked them or not. And I'm always out on my own, so without weapons or whatever. So I got to play it safe, even though I've done some bonehead things in the past, walking right in the middle of them when I first started posting. But I don't need to do that anymore. They zap you too much. They can give you brain injuries and other things. Show up at your house, start pounding on your house. You know, once they mark you, they can follow you. And that's how they spread, I think. Yeah, they can walk great distances, but if they can portal into another area, then they discover all the woods in that area, and it might be better there than where you encounter them. So that's one way how they are mobile. They're not just, walking great distances over mountains and stuff. But that's something we all learned, that the mind speak, and they can portal and do other things. So that all came with the learning curve once you start researching them. But anyway, thanks for watching. And I got some clips here where they're around me, and I was just trying to find them. All right, see you again.
So they went through this summer and marked all the trails.
Was it October? When was it that we seen the bear tracks right on the trail? Was that like a November hike?
That was in the spring. It was like,
no, there's still snow.
yeah, it was early spring.
Oh, was it spring?
Oh, I believe that. I got some bear spray in my pack.
Yeah, I got bear spray in my trunk.
That's helpful.
Well, the black bears, right? The ones here usually take off.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I heard some rustling earlier, and I was just making lots of noise. So.
Yeah.
There's a lot of garter snakes around.
I've noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 or 5 that we've seen so far.
Nice.
Anyway.
So you do, you're full-time with them?
Yeah, I do the outreach and stewardship and education program.
Oh, all right.
So this is like a outreach community kind of a program.
So you teach them about all the animals and stuff in the woods, or I don't know.
Well, it's like we just walk around and talk about what we see.
Right.
And try to pepper in some education here and there. And
What was it, 2 years ago? Was it 2 years ago? I found Sasquatch tracks on that side of the hill, mountain.
like
Trail them.
Bigfoot.
2 different sizes, 2 trails. Going up off the trail, about, I don't know how far off the trail, not 30 yards, but 2 different sizes. There was one like this, and then there was another one. But you can tell because they're this wide.
So they weren't just my feet?
Well, one was 16 inches, and the other one was about 14. But they were like 8 inches wide. And there was like 6 or 7 of them, of the one. and then I guess maybe a female. About 3 or 4 strides of hers, because it was all in. No, I guess it was in the moss, but the moss was all wet. So I mean, I took pictures and everything of it. But on that side of the hill, when you do the circle, you know how when you get up there, the circle is on it leans more south, the trail south. But I went over to the north side of the face of the rock, and then I found in the moss. Hey, you were there.
Wow.
So
I'll have to keep my eyes out.
ears, more ears and eyes.
Oh, okay.
So they got hollow hair.
Yeah.
When they go behind things, the hair picks up the color of the green or whatever, and they're practically invisible. But if you have a dog, your dog will be. If you bring a dog, your dog will spot them. They don't like dogs because they see differently, right?
True. Yeah.
But
should have brought a furry friend.
yeah, no. But at night you hear them. Maybe not here because it's too busy. But at night you go sometimes we go an area near the marsh area, and sometimes I've heard them calling at night, and I get out my recorder. So I got the odd recording of them screaming and stuff like that. But
See, you should be leading the hike.
what?
You should be leading our guided hike.
No. I do that. I mean, actually, we get flown down to the States to talk about it.
Oh yeah.
All my encounters. I've been having encounters since I was a kid with them. And the first one was when I was 10 in Algonquin Park.
Oh.
I was seeing a whole group of them just sitting around the back end of a clearing. We were visiting a hunting camp, and my older brothers were drinking beer, and I was like 10. So all I could do is walk around, and I just kind of stumbled into a bunch of them. They were all just sitting in the thickets, but you could see some of their legs all sticking out and everything. They crowd together like chimps almost. And so you can't really see the outline unless they get up and move. But yeah, it's in the Algonquin Park, and so they're in here. I've seen them on the other side of the lake, watching people. That's where their entertainment. They'll sit over there in the tree line, just inside the tree line, and they'll watch all the hikers coming and going on this side. So have an ear. If you don't think it's a bear, it might be something else, but they're harmless. They're harmless.
Okay,
They're
well,
up here.
Good. You're kind of freaking me out. I'm walking through the woods by myself.
They're harmless. I was in here at night one time where I got turned around on a quad trail. I was following it like it was this, and I came across 21-inch ones. You know how there's access to this park, but just up the road, 100 meters
On the highway.
on the highway. I started following the quad trail instead of the blue trail, and I came across a 21-inch print that just you know how the little ponds form in the little, not valleys, but where there'll be like a knoll or whatever like that. So I'm like, oh great, it's dark, and I discover this. So, but no, there's lots of them in Ontario. We had scientists fly in from Vancouver Island, come stay with us, and I took them out in the woods to where they build stuff. If you see a bunch of X's and stuff, like trees that have been pushed together, that's their warning sign that's what they consider their territory. Yeah. So, but yeah, we had Dr. John Bindernagel from Vancouver Island come stay with us, and I took him out in the woods. So I showed them a shelter and stuff that they built, and barriers, as we call them, barriers when they're marking. And I don't know if we came across prints and stuff, but when we started off our hike, I took a picture of them, and there was a little juvie watching us right at the beginning of the hike in the woods. Little gray-haired one. The color's like that. Most of their hair color is the color of that bark. So, no, like that right there. Gray to a little bit darker, and so that's why they get hiding behind trees, and they're gone unless they move. They're gone. So I'm just telling you so you're aware. I've told Charleston Lake Provincial Park, just up the road. Buddy of mine was camping there, and they were screaming at night. So I went and investigated that, but the staff there were totally clueless. So, and then I got a picture of one following me after I discovered things that it was building, like a bunch of those X's and stuff like that. I turned and just went like that, and there was one about my size following me, but that color gray hair, just that light, I don't know, that's not charcoal, but whatever gray that is.